Hey, what is happening, guys? Welcome to another video on the Messiah Gaming channel. Now, as you can tell in the title, this is my 10 personal loadouts that I use within Modern Warfare. Now, before I go actually into my loadouts, I would very much appreciate it if you would leave my video a nice little like, a subscribe. I'm yet to get 10 likes on a video. I'm still fairly new to YouTube, and there's no doubt in my mind one of these loadouts that I'm about to give you, you will end up using, you'll end up liking. So yeah, just leave me a like. Let's just see if I can get to them 10 likes on the video. It'd be much appreciated, guys. Right, without any further ado, let's get straight into my loadouts. Here we go. Loadout number 1, my main loadout, my go-to loadout. It's the Kilo MP5. We all know how to pretty much set these up, I should imagine, but if not, I will give you a quick run through. It's the monolithic suppressor, the Singular Arms 19.8 Prowler barrel, the Corp Combat hollow sight, the Commando foregrip, and the 60 round mag. Now the Corp Combat hollow sight I use obviously with the blue dot, but you could run with the VLK if you really wanted to, or any optic of your choice, but I would suggest either the Corp Combat hollow or the VLK personally. The MP5, I think majority of people are actually using this, but I have seen some really strange MP5 loadouts as I've been killing people and picking them up, or yada yada yada. So this is what I use in my personal one. It's the monolithic integral suppressor, the 5mm laser, the Merc foregrip, 45 round mags obviously, and I use sleight of hand on this because I tend to run more trios and quads than I do solos and duos. So this sleight of hand helps out massively when it comes to reloading your gun. If you're running into a full squad and you're potentially on your own, or there's just one other guy with you, so it's just like a 2-on-4 or 2-on-3, helps out massively with that reload. So yeah, that's my MP5. I run the Kilo MP5 with EOD, Overkill and Amped, C4 and the stun grenades. Now you will find a pattern in most of my loadouts that I pretty much use C4, stun grenades, or even a heartbeat sensor on majority of them. But anyway, that's my main loadout, my number 1 loadout that I go to. Loadout number 2, it's the Ram 7 with the AX50. Now this Ram 7, a lot of people do not tend to give this Ram 7 a chance, but trust me guys, just give it one go. Just give it a try. You will absolutely melt people with this loadout, I promise you. Let's get straight into this. I use the monolithic suppressor obviously, the FSS Ranger barrel. It's the longest barrel you can get on the Ram 7. Same again, I use the Corp Combat hollow sight with the blue dot. But like I said in the last one, the Kilo, you could use the VLK. Now if you'd rather use this as a closer range weapon, you could use the GI Mini Reflex if you really wanted to. But the Corp Combat hollow sight, you could fight them long range, the medium ranges, so to say, and the shorter ranges pretty comfortably without having to worry about you zoomed in too much with the VLK and all that jazz. I use the Commando foregrip for that little bit of aiming stability and recoil stabilization, because it helps with the vertical and horizontal stabilization of recoil. And obviously the 50 round mag, you need the 50 round mag on this. There's no point even trying to do it with the 30 round mag. The AX50, same again, majority of people probably already know this, but it's the monolithic suppressor, the longest barrel, the 32-inch factory barrel, tac laser. There's no reason to have an optic on this at all. The Singular Arms Assassin stock and the fully loaded perk. Now if you're not bothered about fully loaded perk, you could put focusing on it if you really wanted to, or even FMJ if you fancy wall banging some people. But I like to use fully loaded. It always comes in handy if I like drop on my loadout. I've not picked up much ammo. I've had a bad looting session, which I think we've all had at some point. At least I've got one gun that's got fully loaded on it. So yeah, that's my AX50 Ram 7 loadout, guys. I run it with double time, overkill and amped, again with the C4, but in this one I will use the heartbeat sensor because this is one I tend to use in solos a little bit more. So yeah, I'll move on to the ultimate killing machine loadout, guys. This is the M4A1 with the Fennec. Now this loadout is absolutely mental. Trust me, I don't think you'll kill anybody any quicker than with these two guns. Honestly, it's mental. Let's get straight into this then. Obviously I use the tombstone for the dismemberment effect, which doesn't really matter if you have it, it still works. I just like the dismemberment effect you get when the body gets blown to pieces after I killed you. It looks kind of cool. But yeah, I use the monolithic suppressor. I use the Corvus Custom Marksman. Now you could use the M16 Grenadier if you really wanted to, but I personally prefer the Corvus Custom Marksman. Again, that Corp Combat hollow sight with the blue dot. 60 round mag, and I use rubberized grip tape because there seems to be quite a bit of recoil in the M4, but that rubberized grip tape stabilizes it out, so it's all good. Same as I said in my other ones, guys, you could use the VLK as an optic if you really wanted to, but I really like the Corp Combat hollow sight. It really helps out with close range, mid range and long range. You can't go wrong, really. Go down to the Fennec, the fastest killing SMG in Modern Warfare if you land your shots. It's no good taking enemy because the fire rate on this gun is a little bit mad. But yeah, I'll give you the run through of my loadout on it. I suggest you use the ZLR 18-inch deadfall barrel because it comes with like a monolithic suppressor already on it. I'll quickly click on it so you can see what it is. So you get the damage range, the recoil control, the bullet velocity and the sound suppression. So you get all the joy of a monolithic suppressor and a barrel all in one go. So yeah, that's why I use that tac laser so you can aim down sight a bit quicker. We all know about the tac laser. The Merc foregrip, the 40 round drum. Now this is a must, you need the 40 round drum. Unfortunately, it's the largest one you can have. There's no magazine size any higher than that, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, that is a definite must on this loadout, guys. And again, the sleight of hand on this, because it does take quite a while to reload. I think it takes roughly about 2 to 3 seconds to reload, but sleight of hand significantly reduces that, so you will be okay, especially if you're running a solos game or a duos game. You'll be pretty sound, and like I said, it kills people that quick. It's an amazing weapon. With this one, same again, I use double time overkill, amped, C4 and the heartbeat sensor. Now I go into my fourth loadout. This is again with the Kilo, with one of the most broken weapons in Season 5 at the minute. I don't need to go through it as a quick picture there, guys. Same Kilo loadout as the first one with the monolithic suppressor, single down 19.8 Prowler barrel, Corp Combat hollow sight with the blue dot, Commander foregrip, 60 round mag. But now, most importantly, the Origin, the deadliest weapon in Season 5. Here we go. I use the choke muzzle. You could put the monolithic suppressor on it if you wanted to, but the choke gives you that tighter bullet spread. And if the guy's only got 1-2 plates on, this is a one-shot gun. One shot headshot, insta down. So yeah, that's the reason I use the choke on this. Keep them bullets nice and tight, so you know exactly where your bullets are going. All your bullets hit the one person at the same time, like bang bang, see you later bud. I use the Forge Tac Impaler. Obviously it's the longest barrel, so you don't literally have to be in his face. The 5mm laser helps out with the hip fire accuracy, so you don't have to worry about aiming down sight constantly. The no stock, it gives me that bit of mobility. You can run a little bit faster with it. And I use the 12 round mag. I don't find a need to use the 25 round drum at all. I think it makes the weapon feel a little bit too heavy to be moving around with. So yeah, I use a 12 round mag for that. And that's my Origin loadout, guys. Again, I run this with double time, overkill, armed, C4 and a heartbeat sensor. But on this particular loadout, I will use this with stun grenades as well. I will just change them out depending on if I'm on my own or if I'm with a full squad. So yeah, that's that. Loadout number 5. It is the Broken with the R9. Now, people saying that the Bruins had a major nerf. It has a few nerfs, and some of the nerfs are quite significant. But all you do is you just change your loadout so it cancels all these nerfs out. So yeah, let's get straight into the Bruin. Monolithic suppressor, XRK Summit 26.8 inch barrel. Excuse me. I use the Corp Combat hollow sight. Are you starting to see a bit of a pattern here? Yeah, that's right, I've got it with the blue dot, yes. 60 round rag, obviously to turn it into an assault rifle, and the Commando foregrip. And this thing is still broken. Yes, they've nerfed it slightly a little bit at longer ranges, but just don't shoot too far long ranges. It's still a broken gun. It's still it's still a beast. It's still a beast. And now, probably, in my mind, one of the deadliest weapons, if you can master this R9 in Warzone, is absolutely unbelievable. I ran into a building the other day with this gun. I wiped out a full 3-man squad instantly with this. They did not know what to do with themselves, guys. I would suggest giving it a go. Some of you may like it, some of you won't. It does take a bit of practice to get used to it, but yeah, we'll get into it, guys. And I really do just give it a go at least once, just to try it out, guys. It's an amazing weapon to use. I use the choke on my muzzle. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat again. I use the Forge Tack Sentry barrel. Yeah, I think it's the longest barrel, that I believe. The 5mm laser helps out with that hip fire, so I don't have to worry about trying to focus my crosshair, can rely on my laser a bit more. I use the F-Tac Close Quarters Pro as the pump. And obviously, the most important thing, the secret thing they put in, well, it's not so much a secret now, it was a secret when they first did it, is them Dragon Breath rounds, guys. You literally set people on fire. I've had downs with that where when they've been on fire, the fire's instantly dropped them as well, so I'm not having to worry about, oh, I need to confirm that guy's getting raised because the fire will kill him anyway. I've had armor breaks where I'm like, oh, and he's running around the corner, and oh no, I'm not going to get that kill, as you do, but no, the fire will get him. The only problem with the Dragon's Breath rounds, if someone is running EOD, it does affect them, but not everyone runs EOD at the moment. I mean, I come up in the warzone a lot of the time. There might be a one man on the squad that runs EOD, the rest are running double time or cold blooded, yada yada yada. So, but yeah, definitely do give this loadout a go, guys, or at least, if not the whole loadout, just the gun. It is an absolute machine. But like I said, it does take a little bit of practice to get used to. So, yeah, I run this with EOD myself. Overkill, C4, and in this particular loadout I use the stun grenades, especially like I say, if you're storming a building with the R9, chuck a stun grenade up and you run in spamming that trigger with the R9, they will not have a clue what hit them, I absolutely promise you. This loadout that I have as one, this is just a camo push loadout, guys. As you can see, not the weapons, that they haven't got the Damascus on it, the archer's not even full leveled up. This is just a camo push loadout. Nothing to worry about with that, really. My next loadout is the MP7 with the CR56 AMAX, sorry. MP7, it's always a nice little gun to use. You can use it at mid-range, close range. It's just a nice little weapon to use. I've always liked it. But yeah, we'll go into the loadout. It's the monolithic suppressor with the FSS recon barrel, which is the longest barrel. The Merc 4 grip, 60 round mag, and I use the stable quick grip tape to that extra little bit in down sight speed helps out a lot. I used to use the tack laser on it, but I find it hindered me a little bit more than used. So I switched to the stable grip tape, and it's still just as good. So yeah, that's my MP7. And now the AMAX. This has an amazing time to kill. I think it's only really the M4, I would say, that could probably better it, but the AMAX, guys, you have to give this weapon a go. Not a lot of people like to use it because of the 45 round mag, but definitely you have to give this a go, guys. I use the monolithic suppressor, the XRK Zodiac S440 barrel. With this one, I don't use the combat hollow, I use the VLK. Not gonna lie, this is mainly because the VLK looks nicer on this. No other reason. You could use the combat hollow with the blue dot if you really wanted to, but I think the VLK just looks nicer on the weapon itself. The Commando 4 grip, and obviously the 45 round mag. It's the maximum rounds you can have in the AMAX, unfortunately, but like I said, the time to kill on it is it's pretty decent, guys. Pretty decent, and the recoil's not all that bad, especially when you've got the Commando 4 grip on it. I run this with EOD, Overkill, and Amped, C4, and the heartbeat sensor. The next one, good old trusted Grau MP5. We all know how to do a Grau MP5. There has been a slight nerf to the Grau, but it's not much different, guys, really. I use the monolithic suppressor, the Tempest 26.4 Archangel barrel, tack laser, Commando 4 grip, and the 60 round mag. I think everyone knows how to set up a Grau, guy, and I do believe at this moment in time the Grau is making a comeback. I've been killed by so many Graus lately, and when I'm killing people, it seems to have a nice little... The recoil seems to have gone on it, considering they had a recoil nerf. With this Commando 4 grip on it, it seems to have vanished. So yeah, definitely, if you've stopped using the Grau, definitely start trying to use it again. I'd give it a go, guys, seriously. MP5, same as the last one I did you. It's the monolithic integral suppressor barrel, the 5mm laser, the Merc 4 grip, 45 round mag, and of course the sleight of hand again. I run this one with double time, overkill and amped with my C4 and the stun grenades on this one. Now this one is a very, very important one. End game. Yeah. With this one I use the growl with the end game. This is obviously like if you get into like you get into zone 5, you've just been brought back from the gulag, or you've just been brought back by your teammates. You need to land on your loadout, but obviously you've just landed on your loadout. You've got no ammunition. What am I going to do? You use this loadout, or this kind of loadout. You could use any weapon you want. I just prefer the growl with this because the recoil is a lot easier to handle, and you don't have to worry about it because of the way I've got it set up in the last one. So yeah, obviously this is very similar to the one with the monolithic suppressor, the Tempest 26.4 Archangel barrel, the Commando foregrip, and the 60 round mag. Now obviously I've taken the attack laser off of this, and I've put the most important thing with this end game loadout is the fully loaded perk. There's nothing worse than you coming back from the gulag, or you're getting brought back in, you land on your loadout and you've got no ammo. This is very, very important. This is why I call it end game. This is designed just for that one purpose. That is literally it. I will use the RPG with this. Fair enough, you could use anything you want. You could use a pistol, you could use another launcher gun, you could even put a knife on it. It doesn't really matter. I just put the RPG on because I've got obsidian on it. That's the only reason I have it there. But yeah, I would probably, like, the first SMG that I might pick up, or the first sniper I pick up, maybe I'll probably swap it out. But yeah, that's what I have with that. Obviously, EOD, I run Ghost with this because, like I said, it's an end game one. You don't really want to get spotted on the map, especially if you've just come back, or even in solos if you just come back from Gulag and you got to land on it. And I'll use Battle Hardened because end game, a lot of people will be using the stuns, the flashes, and the Battle Hardened will save your life. Trust me, you need this in the end game loadout. And I'll use the C4 again, and I'll use the flash grenades in this one myself. There's nothing quite as satisfying as it's a one-on-one situation, a 1-2 situation. You flash somebody so they can't see shit, and then you absolutely lay them with a growl, or even just smash the RPG straight into them, guys. But yeah, that's my end game loadout. I would suggest doing this with end game loadout. Now, if you're more of an SMG player, you could do this as well. This is my SMG loadout, Ghost loadout. Very similar to the end game with the growl, but I've done it with the MP5. So yeah, it's the usual MP5 loadout with a monolithic integral suppressor, the 5mm laser, the Merc foregrip, 45 round mag, and the sleight of hand perk. But with this one, it's very, very important that you use a pistol, and this is for the same reason as the growl. You can pick any pistol you want. I just picked this because I think actually another YouTuber used it, and it seemed pretty good, to be honest. It's the only reason I use it. Normally I'd go with a Renetti personally, but I thought I'd give this a go. It's the only reason I use this pistol. Like I said, any pistol will do, it's fine. But I use, on this particular gun, I use the monolithic suppressor, the force attack enforcer, the match grade trigger. There you go, I've not got no ammunition on it. The 13 round mag, and the fully loaded perk. This is very important because obviously the pistols and the SMGs use the same ammunition. So you get fully loaded in your pistol, which also means you get fully loaded in your MP5. Very, very handy end game, and also just handy to have if you just want to go get a second Ghost option. So yeah. And with this one I use EOD, Ghost and Amped because 9 times out of 10 I will switch out the pistol for the first assault rifle I come across, and then obviously the C4, and then the stun grenades again. So yeah, hopefully one of these loadouts, guys, will help you out, and yeah, please do leave a like, subscribe, and let me know if there's anything I could do better with my loadouts, or if any of these loadouts worked for you. Thank you very much. See you later, guys.